Megan Hicks of I Run Far. I'm with Joaquín López. It's the day after the 2024 UTMB, and you are a men's podium finisher. Congratulations on yesterday's third place finish.
Thank you very much. It's really a dream come true, and I don't know, I'm still lost of words of what this means. Like, for all South America, I think it's super big, and yeah, I'm just kind of speechless. It's gonna settle down sometime, hopefully.
I think that's the most important thing to start with, is that you are the first Latin American finisher, podium finisher of UTMB. That is huge for your continent.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of level in South America. It's just that it's difficult for us, living far, don't having the same support sometimes.
Right.
So I don't know. I think that this will mark a new era, new step forward, because maybe we have a little bit more of attention and there's more opportunities for us, and that's some of the reasons. Like, I don't know, when I'm suffering in the race and I'm like, everyone has like this why I run. For me, just trying to make this sport more inclusive is one of them. So yeah, I was fighting so hard all the race, just thinking about what was going to happen.
Yeah.
It makes me happy.
I think that's probably a really important thing to point out, that some Latin American not finishing on the podium until now, it's not about the talent, it's about the access to the races and the resources, and then making it all the way over here in Europe, right?
Yeah, no, for sure. And not just South America. We can talk about that in Africa or in China. Right. And yeah, I mean, this community, this sport is amazing, and I'm pretty sure in the next few years we're gonna see a lot more of inclusivity and like podiums that are way more diverse than now. And yeah, it makes me excited of what's coming.
Yeah, what is coming is pretty fantastic. This is I Run Far's first interview with you. I'd love to learn a little bit about you. You are from Ecuador, but now you live in Spain, and you're a coach.
Yeah, so I'm 32 years old.
Okay.
I grew up in Ecuador, in Quito, at 2,800 meters.
High altitude.
High altitude, yeah. With big mountains in the Andes. Yeah, I went to Barcelona to do a master's degree in exercise science. Okay. And I stayed a little bit longer because I figured out that living at sea level was a little bit better for training. Okay. And just being close to the races, talking more about the inclusivity part, like just paying at, like a flight in Europe to get to all these big races, or just a train, it's easier than coming from Ecuador and having to, pay so much for like crossing the Atlantic.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wanted to give myself some years to develop as an athlete and being in the races that are most important in the world. And yeah, that's a little bit of my background. And I'm the founder of Ecuador Runs, which is a trail running sports training company in Ecuador. So yeah, the community is growing in Ecuador. It's right now, actually, Quito Trail by UTMB was the first big race in Ecuador, and it has 3,000 people in there. So it's super inspiring as well.
You have been running trail and ultras for a little over a decade, I believe, according to your results. Did you play sports as a kid? How did you find long distance trail running?
So I grew up doing adventure racing. Yeah, I don't know if many people know about adventure racing. It's a super small sport that, more than running, also has orienteering and bikes and kayak.
Climbing.
And exactly. So I started that because my brother is a race organizer, and he started doing adventure races in Ecuador, and I was the first one following his steps. So I grew up running in the mountains, discovering, and more than running, maybe just like exploring the mountains and doing hikes and like big days outside. And when the first race of trail running came to Ecuador, I was like 18, I think.
Okay.
And I signed up and I won. And I was like, okay, I think...
And was that your first race or first running race?
Running race,
okay.
Exactly. I've done adventure races, but I've never done a running race.
Focus.
It was the first trail running event in Ecuador.
Okay.
It was back in the time that there was the Northeast Endurance.
Yeah,
remember those? It was one of those that came to Ecuador.
Ah, okay.
Like, I don't remember the year, but it was like I don't know, but
2014
exactly.
in that era.
Exactly.
Yep.
I even remember that Timothy Olson was he was invited to the race, and also I don't remember him. Well, I don't. It was a long time ago.
A few North American
Michael
North Face
Warden.
athletes.
Michael Warden was there.
Okay.
Yeah, in that era. Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah, and I won the 50K, not the 80, the long event with all those stars.
Yeah.
And yeah, I always enjoyed the adventure, but I was not such a fan of biking, of just the mountain bike and kayaking. So I was like, okay, I want to try to develop more as a runner. And from there on, I started doing trail running races.
And now, when you look at your race results, it seems like there's a really diverse set of things that you're doing. You don't do all 100-mile races or long ones, though you've done plenty of them. And you race a lot, both in Europe and also in South America. So though you live now in Spain, in Barcelona, you must be going back and forth with your company and with family time and also to race still in South America.
So yeah, first I just love this sport in all the distances, and I like to, my strength is over 100 kilometers.
Okay.
But I love to go to shorter events and just like get super vulnerable, not being even in the top 50 maybe. Yeah. Go sometimes to a sky running race that is something super different. Yeah. I did one this year, and yeah, like I was super scared, like just doing a line, like super cautious. So I don't know, it's just fun to do like experience the sport in everything, you know. Of course, I have my A goals that are the ultra distance races as UTMB, but I have a lot of enjoyment in just trying a lot of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah, because of work, I have to go back at least 1 or 2 times to Ecuador. So I always, for me, it's super important to share with the community in Ecuador, more if I'm not living there. So every time I go, I try to be in some races to share with people, and it inspires a lot of people just to see what is happening in Europe, what I'm doing, and for them to start dreaming big, you know. So it's good for the development in the sport in South America. So I'll try to do that like every year, maybe not just in Ecuador, but also in other countries of the region, because I know it will help develop just the community.
I love that. So moving our conversation to this race, this is not the first time you've raced UTMB. Was this your third finish?
Yeah.
Okay. And your results started in 2019, so 5 years ago. And I think your time over your 3 finishes has improved by more than 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my first time here was in 2019.
Okay.
I did 22 hours, 47 minutes.
I love that you know to the minute. Good for you.
I'm super, I try to be super planning.
It's like a really good runner, totally like on it with the splits and the numbers and the details.
Yeah, so when I came here just to finish the race. My goal was it's my first 100 miler.
But you were in the top 10 still.
Yeah, so it was my first 100 miler.
Okay.
And I was just I just want to finish this race. It's my first time doing this. And I finished 6th with any expectations of doing that. So when I finished super destroyed. It was so painful because I wasn't prepared for that. As soon as I was climbing into the top 10, I was already super beaten up, but I was I'm not gonna let this go.
Yeah.
So it was such a sufferfest. It was super hurt. I finished destroyed. So destroyed that I didn't come back.
You're I need a couple years.
Yeah, exactly. But then in last year, no, I did TDS. Well, I did TDS and I finished 2nd in
TDS
2022.
22. Right.
And that gave me the confidence. I was okay, I now think I'm prepared for doing UTMB well. So I came back last year and I did exactly 1 hour less, 21 hours, 47 minutes.
Yeah.
I lowered 1 hour
minute.
to the minute, exactly. But the cool thing is that when I finished the first time, I was I will never do less than this time. But last year, when I finished, I had the feeling right away that I was able to do it better.
Wow.
I was I know I can do a better performance. It doesn't matter the time. I know I can be better in this race. So I started training super specific from that moment till now.
Huh.
I'm training now with Darcy Murphy, which
cool.
you might know.
Yeah.
So we were like, okay, that's the plan. We're gonna get you to the best position here to this race, and it worked. I've never felt so well, like physically, like I'm pretty sure like the other 2 times it was more a mind kind of I don't know, like power more than a physical power.
You overpowered the physical fatigue to keep going and have a good performance.
Yeah. So now it was both things combined.
Okay.
Like it was. My mind was with the same energy and the same motivation and the same like kind of push, but my body was with it as well. So yeah, it was the first time that I really felt like, okay, I can be fighting for positions. Like I deserve to be here and like to fight for whatever it took me, you know. I didn't expect to finish third, I have to say. Like my goal was to do 21 hours. That was like, that will be amazing.
Well, you did that.
What happened is that I decided not to look. I didn't look at I think I looked twice to see what time is it. But I just went all the time with just feeling. I didn't saw anything. Like I was just running in the moment.
Okay. So to talk a little bit about how the race unfolded, you I think you started out kind of casually. You were outside the top 10, outside the top 25 even for maybe the first 50K. Does that sound about right? And then you started to very methodically move up.
Yeah, so I know that UTMB, it's crazy. The start gets like people with adrenaline, and it's where you can do a lot of mistakes. And I think I try to be super conscious about how I'm feeling, regardless of what's happening around. Like, and there's proof about that. Like Ludovic, he's always doing the same. Like you know, like there's proof that you can do a good race, not suffering so much at the beginning.
Right.
So I can't say that I was feeling comfortable, because still, like, if you want to fight to be up there, you have to push. But at least I was not thinking about the rest. I didn't even know what position I was. I was just like knowing that I was eating well, that I was running to my rhythm, and not worrying about anything else than just like moving forward. And of course, I have my team that looks at me like in every station, and they were like, they know if they have to tell me something, and they were like, just believing you, like you're doing great, just believing you. And when I went to Courmayeur, I was 12. So as soon as I entered, it was like, okay, things get real from here on. Like, you're 12 and there's 2 people here that doesn't look so well, so top 10 is in reach. And from there on, I started like super motivated to get as high as possible. Yeah, but I didn't expect to pass so many people.
And I think your movement from inside the top 10 to now in podium position happened pretty quickly between Courmayeur, and I think maybe you took on podium position between La Folie and Champex-Lac.
Yeah, so at night, I think my background from adventure racing helps me a lot in the night. I feel I feel super secure, and like, I've been many times running like without sleep. So I know how my body feels in that situation. I know what to eat, what to do, you know. Like, it was, even at night, it was hot. So I was wetting myself all the time in the rivers, stopping, like just taking care of myself.
So smart.
And I saw people like, in Arnuva, I passed Tom Evans and Hannes. And yeah, they were, I was able to see that they were not taking that much care. They were not stopping that much. And I saw and I felt stronger than them. And in there, they told me that I was in top 5. So, and I saw 2 lights. So I was like, wow, like,
that's the podium.
This is gonna be a real fight.
Wow.
So in La Folie, I think I reached 3rd. Yeah.
And I think it's still like over 50 kilometers to go, 50 or 60 kilometers to go. So when you became in the podium position, did you grow protective and scared? And were you looking behind you, or were you looking forward?
So as soon as I went out of La Folie, there's a descent, and then you start the climb up to Champex-Lac. and I was alone.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. They told me that German and Vincent were far away, so I was like, okay, I need to be calm and like just, I don't know, I'm alone, so I can do my things, like don't worry about anything.
Yep.
And as soon as I started the climb, I saw 4 people back, 4 together.
They're coming.
And I was like, oh no, like this is gonna be hard. And yeah, in the aid station Champilac, as I was just about to head out, like all of them came in together. So it was hard. And then the good thing is that Baptiste, he caught me going up to Laguit, I think it is.
Okay.
And we motivated each other a lot.
Okay.
Like he caught me and I was able to go in his pace, and like we kind of worked together, and we like, I don't know, like we were like, okay, let's go, like let's like even thinking more about like going to the second place.
Right.
And it was when we were getting to that refuge, we saw German, but
Wow.
in the place that we saw German, we saw back and we saw Ludo and we
Also
saw Hannes.
men.
So it was like, this is gonna be hard.
The race is not over,
yeah,
it's only
yeah.
starting.
But I have to say that in that moment, I was conformed with top 5. I was like, I have to get into top 5. Like that's my dream. That will be more than amazing. And Baptiste is looking better than me. German is, I don't think I can pass German.
Yeah.
Like, and Vincent, they told us like, don't even think about him because he's far away. But then reaching to Trient, we passed German. And there it was like, oh no, like
I have to think about podium.
Now
again.
I have to think about third. Like, so yeah, it was intense. Like all the race, we were looking back, and we didn't saw Hannes, but we kept getting splits that he was looking
Not
better
that
than us, and he was not
far,
that far.
Yeah.
But I think the best for both of us, for Baptiste and myself, was that we were fighting together. Like, yeah.
Okay.
So that kept us moving on.
Yeah.
You know?
And how long did that go on with you and Baptiste?
All the way. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he kind of made a move out of Valorcine.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, like my strategy is just to go as fast as I can, and maybe I get him better, but at least that is gonna keep me out of like getting passed by Hannes. And I was surprised that when I started the climb, they told me it's about 4 minutes. And when I was almost getting to the refuge,
The final climb.
Yeah.
So La Flégère.
La
out there.
Flégère.
Okay.
I saw him super close. He was like 1 minute ahead. Like, so it was like, okay, this is not over until the end.
Yeah.
And I think we head out of La Flégère by 2.5 minutes or something like that, like 3 minutes. And in the last descent, I actually was picking time on him, but I almost fell. Like, and I was like,
you're pushing a little too much.
And I started getting a little bit of like dizziness.
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, okay, no, like if it's not the place to risk so much. Like I'm in the podium, like this is already more than amazing for me.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna try to take care and reach the finish line. So yeah, that was when I kind of like start hitting the brakes a little bit.
At the finish line, it was very emotional to watch. Like there were so many people, clearly South Americans, friends of South Americans. You had a continent excited for you at the finish line. Explain a little bit about what that felt like and what that was like for you.
It's amazing. Like, and I think that for us, like we're in that maybe top 10, there's more people, but it's amazing seeing like right now, like all the community there clapping for everyone that is getting to the finish line, you know? Like it just, everyone has made such an effort to get around this big mountain and getting here, it's so meaningful. Like, and for me it was, I don't know, I felt like a lot of gratitude, like for this community, like for real, like just everyone being there, like, and these vibes that are so amazing, like, and yeah, seeing so many flags of South America and people talking Spanish for me meant even more. So yeah, I cried so much, like, and even after the finish line, I still, like, in the doping control, I was still like, every time I thought about like what had just happened, I cried again. So
I'm in doping control, but I'm so happy.
So, I don't know, like it's I'm kind of processing it, but it's just so amazing. I haven't even looked so much at my phone, but like it's such a small country, you know, Ecuador is super small, and having this, and for me representing such a small country and dreaming big, it's just a nice message, like to get out there, like if you can dream for something and you can fight for it, like it's worth it.
That's a fantastic way to end this interview. Joaquín López, congratulations on your podium finish at the 2024 UTMB, and keep dreaming big. I can't wait to see what you do next.
So thank you very much.